plus free webinars in the series and counting. Spreading awareness. Sharing knowledge, connecting experts. Removing stigma from society by education. Breaking the bridge between the expert and the learner, because we believe the only way to break the stigma connected to mental health is by education. Introducing PsyCoolG Connect. Not only free webinars, we also provide premium workshop and intensive internship programs. India's most affordable and intensive programs by leading experts and experienced resource person. Connect with us, subscribe us for free webinars and free learning.
So welcome back to our webinar series. मैं आप सभी का स्वागत करता हूं वेबिनार सीरीज में. Okay, one of the comment, Jay PUBG. Okay, welcome Jay PUBG to this episode, and definitely this will be interesting topic. लेकिन शुरुआत करने से पहले मैं हर बार की तरह एक छोटा सा इंट्रोडक्शन देना चाहूंगा. हेलो, नमस्कार, मेरा नाम दिनेश है और मैं डायरेक्टर फाउंडर PsyCoolG वेलनेस प्राइवेट लिमिटेड से हूं. बेसिकली हमारा ये वेबिनार सीरीज का आइडिया जो है वो के अवेयरनेस के लिए है. मेंटल हेल्थ अवेयरनेस बहुत जरूरी है. इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट एंड वी आर प्लेइंग अ रोल in that, particularly to spread mental health awareness in the society by providing these free webinars for you all. These are definitely live and totally free for you. So don't forget to watch till the end, because we are coming up with an interesting topic, and that is understanding gaming addiction. So we need to understand why the gaming addiction is there. So we are not against, okay, we are definitely not against any kind of game or any kind of gamer, but the addiction which is making some students or some kind of different population troubling by this addiction. So we need to sort it out. And to sort this out, we have an expert with us. An expert for today, the expert for the day is Ma'am Manju. As our resource person, she will be guiding on this particular topic, understanding online gaming addiction. So she is a counseling psychologist and a life skill trainer with a vast experience of 7 long years. And our topic for the day, as I said, understanding online gaming addiction, will be totally different. So don't miss this webinar. Watch till the end and do not leave the chair. Definitely this will give you a brief opinion, and definitely you will be getting a different kind of knowledge which you should have towards gaming addiction basically. So everything which come has pros and cons both. Like in our today's society, we have every topic have pros and its cons. So हर चीज के एडवांटेजेस भी हैं, डिसएडवांटेजेस भी हैं, उन्हीं के बारे में बात करेंगे और चर्चा करेंगे क्यों ऑनलाइन गेमिंग एडिक्शन अच्छा है, बुरा है। अब वो हमारे एक्सपर्ट आपसे आके बात करेंगे। सो हमारे एक्सपर्ट को मैं स्क्रीन पे लाना चाहूंगा। ओके, वेलकम मैम। नमस्कार, वेलकम मैम टू दिस webinar number 73 and by PsyCoolG Connect, an initiative by PsyCoolG Wellness Private Limited. We do continuously organize this kind of webinar for mental health awareness purpose. So with this, we will start with this topic and we will talk about this online gaming addiction. Why it is like why we need to talk about this first of all. So, ma'am, the mic is towards you. You can start, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Dinesh ji. And yeah, as rightly said by Dinesh ji, this session does not mean that somebody is against something. Yeah, as he rightly said, there are pros and cons. So let us first understand what gaming is and what is gaming addiction, right? So I just, before starting, I wanted to ask the question to the audience. Is it good to play online games? You can write in the chat box yes or no. Is it good to play online games? I just want a view. Okay.
Okay, you
Is
can answer your questions in the chat box. So we will be putting your answers on the screen like this one. Okay, yes, by
yes.
PUBG saying yes, yeah.
The name itself says JPUBG.
Okay, but
Okay,
no is also there. As I said, that every topic has its pros and cons.
fine.
And one
All
more is
right. So
there.
we have yeah. So we have a mixed opinion. Some say yes, some say no, and some say maybe sometime. Okay.
Yeah.
So yes. One second. I'll just share the screen.
Yeah, till ma'am is sharing the screen, one more important announcement. Every student, every participant will be getting a free certification for this webinar. The link will be shared after the webinar will end in the comment box as well as in the description box. So definitely it will be for free. You just need to fill the form and give your feedback and you will be receiving the certification from PsyCoolG Wellness Private Limited.
So just let me know whether you're able to see my screen. One
Uh,
second.
Not till now,
One second.
ma'am.
Is a problem. One second.
या अदर देन दैट हमने स्टार्ट किया था एक नया इनिशिएटिव के आप सभी पार्टिसिपेंट में से किसी एक पार्टिसिपेंट को मौका दिया जाएगा ऑन स्क्रीन आने का। तो आप हमारे कंपनी नंबर पे, जो कि मैं यहाँ पे अभी फ्लैश हो जाएगा, आप उस नंबर पे व्हाट्सएप करें अपना क्वेश्चन और हम आपको ऑन स्क्रीन यहाँ पे लेके आएंगे और आप ऑन स्क्रीन अपना एक क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हैं। ये सिर्फ एक ही पार्टिसिपेंट और एक क्वेश्चन के लिए ही वैलिड है और इसके बाद अगर आप मिस कर जाते हैं तो हम अगले वेबिनार में जरूर मिलेंगे।
So I guess there is a problem. I'm not able to share the session window.
गुरप्रीत कौर मैम was one of our participant जिन्होंने ऑनलाइन वो स्क्रीन पे आए थे और उन्होंने अपना क्वेश्चन पूछा था और वो आज भी हमारे साथ बने हुए हैं। कमेंट सेक्शन में उनका कमेंट आया। थैंक यू मैम, थैंक यू फॉर पार्टिसिपेटिंग। संजय कुमार सर, थैंक यू for
Sir,
joining.
can you help me out because I'm not able to share? There is nothing showing in the application window. So
Okay, you just have to click on share screen option and then you have to
there
select
is
your people. Yeah.
Uh, is my PPT visible? No, not yet. Is there is a problem? There is an application window, but I cannot see my PPT there.
Okay, I welcome all the participant from Renils Foundation.
I'm sorry, you have to help me out because I'm not able to share the screen.
Ma'am, can you share the screen on the company number? Can you share the PPT on the company number just now?
I have already shared with Garima. 1 second.
Sometimes actually कभी problem आ जाती है. Else we can go without the PPT.
All right, we'll just try. Until then, if you can share it for me, well and good.
Yeah,
Otherwise, let's try.
we can go without PPT till then, and I will look after to it.
Right. Okay. Fine. So, yeah, technology has some glitches. Yeah. Right. So, let's talk about addiction. It's a kind of condition. It's a psychological and a physical condition wherein you feel that something is harming you, but still you're not able to curb it. Still you're not able to get say no to it. So it's a psychological and a physical inability to stop a particular act wherein you feel that yes, this act is harming me mentally as well as physically, but still you're not able to say no to it. Like we have the alcohol addiction, we have drug addiction, and to let you know that chewing gum, having chewing gum is also an addiction. I remember a person in my school days who used to continuously have chewing gum. One chewing gum is done and he had that curb and that urge to have another one. So that is an addiction. And what happened to this particular boy was he could not clear his grade till 4 years. He was in the same grade, same class, because what happens is when you chew the gum, your mental nerves are getting affected, and his memory went on going on slow and slow. So that is the effect of any kind of addiction, even drugs and even alcohol, gambling, pornography. And some people have the addiction of shopping, eating a lot of food, exercising. Excess of exercising is also an addiction. Watching TV, watching a lot of TV is an addiction. And being on the social media like Facebook is also an addiction. So here we're talking about game addiction, gaming addiction, online gaming addiction, right? So let us see what exactly is gaming addiction. It's there is a diagnostic criteria. According to the WHO, there's a diagnostic criteria that is being set up, and it says that it is a preoccupation and obsession with internet games. There is it's not that gaming is bad. Gaming is done, maybe people watch games or play games to have an entertainment aspect in their life for some time. But if it becomes an obsession, or if it becomes a compulsive act in your life without which you cannot stay, that is bad, and that leads to a gaming addiction. And then there are withdrawal symptoms, like for example, if somebody is playing game, yes, the people around you, the environment around you will not allow you to do that because it has is its consequences. So continuously if the child is playing game, obviously the parents, the teachers, and everyone, the caregivers will counsel the child to not to play games. But then when immediately that gaming is taken out from the life of a child or an adult also, okay, it's not that only children play games, even adults are addicted to games. So there are some withdrawal symptoms seen. There is a kind of a need, a desire, and an urge that you cannot live without it. And as a person who is addicted to drugs or alcohol, and suddenly if you just take the alcohol bottle or the drugs out of his life, so what kind of withdrawal symptoms we can see? We have seen this in the movie Sanju, where he was in a rehab center, and how he felt when the drugs were not given to him, or he was not able to consume drugs. Okay, so that kind of withdrawal symptoms can also be seen in people who are addicted to games. And yes, a person has loss of interest in the other hobbies. There are parents who come to me saying that my child was an artist, my child was playing a lot of sports, maybe he was good at tennis, maybe he was good at music or dance or something, and now suddenly it is me, he has been addicted to games. So all those hobbies have taken a sideline, and here gaming has been given a very utmost importance in their life. So that is one of the symptom of gaming addiction, where you lose interest in the other hobbies. Okay, and then there's they try to stop or curb playing, but they cannot. Thank you so much for sharing, sir. So they try to stop, but they cannot. So the next slide. Right. So yes, there is this thing in their mind that no, I have to stop, but then it something happens in their life, or something happens wherein they cannot stop playing games, and that urge goes on increasing and increasing. Then they lie to others regarding usage of internet games. There is a limit setting done by the parents sometimes, and then what happens is, now recently, when during the pandemic situation, when there are online classes going on, so many counseling cases are coming wherein the teachers know that the child is there in the online class, but the child will not respond. Why? Because behind, or maybe by the side, he is having a mobile or any other gadget, and he is playing game. So though physically he is present in the online class, but mentally he is somewhere else, because that urge is so much that he cannot control it, right? And then why they have to lie? Because they are not doing something good. And when you don't do something good, you obviously turn to speaking lies. So when the working parents are there, when nobody is there in the house, and the child is asked to avail the online classes, there these situations might arise where the child is addicted to games, that he doesn't avail the educational classes, but then he switches on to games, which gives him satisfaction, which gives him a lot of good feeling inside. Yeah, so that is addiction. Then a person uses this internet game to relieve anxiety, guilt, or hopelessness. Already the child is anxious about certain things. Let's say, for example, the child is not doing good in mathematics or science or something. He feels anxious about studying that subject. And he is not able to tell people that yes, or maybe his parents, that no, I don't want to study science or math, because what happens usually is parents just give it as an excuse. I take it as an excuse, and they feel that yeah, the child must be making excuses out of it, right? So this inside the child is giving a lot of anxiety and a guilt, and there's a strong feeling of hopelessness. So that is taken care by him in the game, where he feels relaxed, relieved, and feels in control. There is a control that is there in his hand, where nobody says anything to him, right? Then there is irritability, restlessness, anxiety, and depression. Already the child is irritated. Already there is a lot of restlessness in his life, and he is probably depressed by some certain factors going on in his life. Maybe there are relationship matters, there are educational matters, there are some other things going on in his life. So he's not able to speak up about such things, and that leads to addiction to games, because he is finding a solution to something which gives him lot of relaxation. Then constantly he's thinking about the previous game and anticipating the next game, which happens in the classes, in the schools, in the colleges also, where constantly the child is talking about the previous game. And some games also involve lot of interaction between the friends, and they just talk about games and nothing else. So if such these conditions prevail for a year or longer, then we can say that a person is highly addicted to games. Otherwise, if a person plays games for entertainment, maybe for some time, half an hour or 1 hour, in a daily schedule, then it is not called a gaming addiction. I have made myself very, very clear, right? So, the next slide, sir. Yeah. Right. So it is very sad from the news to, recent news which says that the rummy game, the card game, was played online and a person gave away his life and committed suicide because he had to pay his debt. So that is very sad. It must be there must be many who would have done this, and it's very sad to see that people are losing life committing suicide because of this. Then a 16-year-old boy, PUBG player, he hanged himself. Why? Because of very simple reason that the mother asked him to attend his English class. So, what could be the reason? The parents must not have found out, or maybe the people around him must not have found out. But then there was such a lot of addiction of PUBG that this boy couldn't take it. And the best solution he found at that moment was just giving up rather than giving in the situation, right? So then there was another case of a death of a 21-year-old man who played PUBG non-stop for 4 days. Can you just imagine playing PUBG for non-stop for 4 days? And you believe me, there are situations where people have been involved into this game without eating, without sleeping, and without being functional in their life, without even taking bath. So that leads to a severe addiction. If anybody has to say anything about the severe addiction, you can just type in the chat box. Yeah.
Okay, one more thing to clear out. So Jay PUBG has asked this: why most topics are of PUBG only? Actually, this is not about PUBG. This is not about online PUBG addiction. It is about gaming
Right.
addiction. So we need to focus on the topic somehow a little bit more as an audience. As an audience, you have to like look into a broader way. It's not about PUBG, but we are getting a lot of cases of PUBG. That's why PUBG is in the news. Recently, I was also going through the news, and before this PUBG was banned, there was a child who killed his two family members
Yeah.
because they both stopped him to play PUBG. So he killed them, murdered them. So this much addiction. It is not about PUBG. It is about all the games. It may be any game. You can take any
Like,
online game.
yeah. Like you, this recalls about a game called Blue Whale, wherein a dare was given to students. I mean, the viewers, and there were people who committed suicide because that was a dare given to them. But this works psychologically so much into their mind that they just want to finish that dare and prove something without even realization that after they
Yeah.
committing suicide or after they ending their life, whom are they proving to? Right? So there
Hmm.
your presence of mind doesn't work, right? So that is an effect. Yes, we have people saying that it is banned for good, but again I would say that playing for
Hmm.
entertainment for some time is fine, but if all these criteria which I had mentioned, if that has led to an addiction, there is a checklist which I have mentioned. So that is going to harm you physically as well as psychologically. Yeah. So, sir, next slide, please. Right. So, which thoughts come in the mind of a child? Okay, I'm bored and I need to do something. Now here I would say that if a child is bored and he wants to do something, that means the parents have not made it clear that if you're bored, these are the activities you can involve into. So a set timetable has not been made taking into consideration the child's views as well as the parents' views. So, if a child is bored, the first thing that comes into the mind of the child is to play games. Why? Because that has been maybe encouraged by the parents. But there are some other activities, alternative activities, like enhancing your creative thinking skills, enhancing your logical thinking skills, playing puzzles, like maybe online but playing solving some puzzles, or maybe playing some educational games, right? So the child feels that I'm stressed and I need to relax. So some stress relieving activities have not been taught to the child by the caregivers. Maybe meditation or any kind of game or any kind of soothing music or dance or anything, right, which can relieve the stress. Any mindfulness activities. I want to have some entertainment. What do you do for entertainment has not been cleared by the parents. That is the reason they involve into such things, right? And I need to waste some time to avoid doing what is required. Now, this is very, very much in practice by the children. Why? Because they have some difficulty areas in studies or in their work, but they fail to tell their parents or tell their caregivers and adults that, see, this is where I lag, this is where I'm not able to do certain things, so it's better to avoid certain things and go and play the game, because they just want to get rid of those things which they don't like to do, or don't they are not able to do, right? Yeah. So next slide. Yeah, so somebody says if you want relaxation, you can learn meditation, and can others to make learn? Absolutely, yeah. So this is to teach the children that yes, relaxation is a right approach rather than the other things. Okay, right. Teaching morals. Okay, yeah. So what can cause a person to develop gaming abuse? Now there are some psychological issues. Let's say, for example, if the child is already in a give up stage, like if the child is already anxious about certain things, if the child is already having fear of certain thing, okay, and his he's facing some psychological issues. So the best way to drift away from such issues, because the child is not verbal to the parents, okay, so there has to be some way to come out of it. Like adults, maybe they involve into alcohol, okay, so they find it easier where they have the control. The child feels that I am in control here because I am playing the game, this is my game, and this is where wherever whatever I do will be taken up ahead, right? And then there's poor communication and social skills. Now this has increased more in pandemic situation because everything is online. Even if you ask the children to if I ask many students that, okay, did you have a chat with your friends, or did you just call your friend to find out what is going on in his or her life, they said no. Why? Because there is no social skills involved now. Like, they don't talk to each other. In the school, they were talking, spending time, playing together, sharing things with each other. And there was a lot of communication happening. Here, there's no communication. And here, children don't even know what is happening in the other child's life, right? So because of this, there is a need of accepted by the peer group, and that acceptance they find in gaming, because the peer group who is doing a similar kind of an act, they accept them rather than having social communication with each other, right? Then there is a low self-esteem. A child already needs control. A child already is ridiculed by somebody in the class or maybe at home for some reason, not accepted, not loved, and the child is feeling that he or she is having low respect towards himself or herself and low self-esteem. His condition is already low. So in the game, he feels that he can create a real life for himself wherein he will be in control, right? So,
Exactly.
yeah. So, is there anyone who feels that yes, this point is a valid point where the self esteem of a child has to be worked on first?
Yeah, I also personally think, ma'am, that self-esteem is the most important part. And
Right,
the self-esteem and the body image both are interconnected to each other.
right, right.
But
Yeah,
one more thing that is in the consideration is the peer pressure. When sometimes like जो नहीं खेलता है वो भी peer pressure में आके खेलने लग
true.
जाता है. और
Yeah,
one more thing is that in the gaming world, uh, the student, the person whoever is playing the game is free from particularly a body image. Like अगर हम उसे सोसाइटी में जाता है, अगर कोई पतला है ज्यादा तो हम देखते हैं कि लोग उसे बुली करते हैं कि
yeah,
बहुत ज्यादा पतला है, कोई
yeah,
मोटा है तो उसे ज्यादा मोटा बोलने लग जाते हैं, कोई हेल्दी
true.
भी है तो उसे मोटा बोलेंगे. दैट इज द मेन थिंग. एंड इन दिस गेमिंग वर्ल्ड वो कुछ भी बन सकता है जैसा वो चाहे. वो अपने आप
Yes,
को फिट दिखा सकता है. ही
yes.
कैन हैव सिक्स पैक एब्स.
हाँ.
ही कैन हैव ऑल द गुडीज विच जो उसे रियल लाइफ में
Correct.
नहीं मिल रही वो यहाँ मिलेंगी. दैट इज द मेन थिंग.
तो उस वर्चुअल प्लेटफॉर्म पे ही फील्स दैट ही इज द मास्टर, ही इज अ किंग. सो
ही इज द
उस
किंग.
वक्त के लिए उसको लगता है कि हाँ, अब मुझसे मुझसे अच्छा तो कोई है भी नहीं, बिकॉज अब मुझे मेरी गेमिंग परफॉर्मेंस की वजह से, नॉट बाय माय परफॉर्मेंस इन स्टडीज और बाय एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर एक्टिविटीज और स्पोर्ट्स और एनीथिंग एल्स. या Yeah. So, the psychological condition already, if the child is mentally disturbed, he has mental disorders or maybe ADHD or depression or anxiety disorders or personality disorders. So, he is more vulnerable to have gaming addiction. Already, उसकी condition अच्छी नहीं है, right? So, poor role models at home. अभी अगर घर में कोई स्मोक कर रहा है, कोई अल्कोहल ले रहा है, या कोई किसी अदर तरीके से एडिक्टेड है या ड्रग्स ले रहा है या क्या, तो उसका इफेक्ट बच्चे पे जरूर पड़ता है. तो देर आर सम पेरेंट्स जो बिल्कुल नेग्लेक्टफुल होते हैं कि चलो जो बच्चों को आना है करना है वो कर सकते हैं, और दूसरे होते हैं कि बिल्कुल स्ट्रिक्ट रूल्स फॉलो करते हैं. तो ऐसा भी नहीं होना चाहिए कि स्ट्रिक्ट रूल्स से बिल्कुल वो इतने डर जाएं कि वो उस चीज को, जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल, if the child has a very strict rule कि नहीं उसको टीवी भी नहीं देखने देना है, उसको कुछ गैजेट नहीं देना है, कुछ नहीं करना है, but then in the school, in the other atmosphere where he has peer group and they're talking about games, automatically he or she might get drifted. Of course the value system of the family does play an important role here, but it depends. This is one of the criteria where the gaming addiction can take place, right? So availability of gaming, बहुत सारे पेरेंट्स होते हैं, they involve into such big elaborative and expensive games because they all want that their children's wishes to be fulfilled, right? So if the games are available, obviously we will not be able to blame the children for playing all the time. So a parent has to have that time setting, that time limit setting, that this is the time for screen, and beyond this, the time limit should not exceed. Okay? Peer pressure is rightly said by Dinesh sir. देखा देखी में इसने इसके पास ये गेम है, इसने ऐसा किया है तो मुझे भी ऐसा करना है, because I'll be left out, right? Yeah. So then the player gets rewards. बहुत सारे games हैं, they get rewards in that game. Monetary, non-monetary, points, something. So ये भी एक competitive level पे एक बच्चे को लेके जाता है कि yeah, if I am playing, I am getting the rewards. Okay? Because मेरे friends को मिल रहा है तो मुझे भी मिलने चाहिए. So that is why I will play more and more. Then, of course, games give excitement and thrill to the children. That is why they get, involved into gaming and get addicted to it. So next slide, please. Yeah. So, what is the impact of violent games? Here we are talking about games which are very violent, which are involved into lot of destruction. Yeah. So, exposure to minds which are still developing. A child's mind is very fragile and it is developing at a very slow and steady stage. At that particular point of time, if we give exposure to such a lot of violence, then there is something called observational learning. The child is learning violence and the child is practicing violence. Yes, it encourages violence in the life of child, right? Then it also raises the adrenaline, which stimulates the addiction. This is a particular hormone which gets activated in the fight or flight stage, and it is released to in the stressful situation, right? So that is raised, and this again is raised. Why? Because of the violent games. Then there is aggressive mindset. अभी बच्चे को कुछ भी अगर बोला तो he will just give an aggressive reply, or maybe get wild at his parents or siblings or anyone. Why? Because he is learning all that in the games. Then there is obesity. एक ही जगह पे बैठ के and you're just eating and munching whatever is coming right in front of you because you don't want to leave the game. It is such an you just want to stick to whatever you're doing. So that leads to obesity, obviously. And then low performance is school. Why? Because most of the time is screen time and the less time is given to the academics. And the player is desensitized to violence, right? So even if he or she is indulged into violence, that particular thing is no more going to give him an emotional aspect of it, that it hurts somebody. Because game में वो उसको पता नहीं चलता है कि ये हर्ट भी होता है। गेम में किसी को भी मार दिया, किसी को भी कुछ भी कर दिया, रियल लाइफ में भी शायद ऐसा ही होता होगा। So that gives an impact that the child is not sensitized towards violence, and there is no more peace in his life. Only violence exists. So the next slide. Yeah. The safety tips for children. Yes, there are children, there are viewers who must be saying that no, everything is cannot be against the games. Of course, even I say that everything cannot be against the games. So do not share your personal details, even if you are involving into any kind of game. Don't share your personal details at all because it has bad consequences. Do not get carried away by the dares and bullies. Such games where the bullies are there, where you have a daring activity, like apni, cut yourself or do some harm, and then you will be awarded as a person who can dare and do something. No, it is all stupidity. It doesn't serve any purpose. And yes, learn to say no. If your screen time is increasing, learn to say no to yourself first. And of course, there shouldn't be self harm. Any game which is indulged in self harm is a big no. Okay. So, the next slide. Yeah. So, this is a particular rating that even children can check, and even the parents can check before giving the games to the children or buying games for them. So, this is the Entertainment Software Rating Board, ESRB. And EC says the early childhood, the games which has EC are the games which are for the 3 years and older children. Then E means everyone 6 and above. E 10 plus is 10 years and above. T is for teens. M is for the mature people, and A is for adults. So if a child is choosing, a child of 10 years is choosing an A rated game, which is a big no for him or her. So please, it is a request of the parents to check the ratings before buying games for children. Next, sir. Yeah. So, what are the signs for the parents to check that the child has been addicted to the gaming, right? So, loss of interest in withdraw from social interaction. The child is not coming and sitting with you, not eating with you, and not interacting with you, not even with the relatives. Finds excuses to go and socialize. So that is one sign, one checklist to find out what is wrong with the child. Then there is loneliness, sadness and crankiness in the child. Okay, earlier the child was not like this, but now he's behaving in a very weird way. Then there is attempt of self harm in the marks on the body. Regularly check these marks, whether the child is having any mark on the body, and ask them to explain about those marks. Talking about worthlessness, death and giving up. Many children do talk about death and feel that their life is worthless, and they just want to give up life. Find out the reason why the child is speaking in such a negative way. Disturb food and sleep patterns. The food is not consumed properly. The sleep is not, even there are children who would fool the parents, and just under the blanket they would just play games, and the parents would feel that they are sleeping. So there would be disturbed sleeping patterns, because every time in the mind it is going down that the game has to be played. Extreme anger and violence. The child was not that aggressive and violent, but now he's showing such patterns. Then there is mood swings. Suddenly the child gets irritated at some small reasons, right? Then if a child is being bullied, harassed or threatened, or if he is himself a bully, because all these are the behaviors which are adopted and learned from the games. So check on these behaviors and check the rating, as I earlier said, the content and the internet history of the child. There is no harm to take the child's phone and check the internet history. Absolutely normal. So next slide, please. Yeah. So the most important aspect of this webinar is how to remove the gaming addiction. Work on the child's needs. See, there are some needs which are not being fulfilled of the child. Like for example, the child is having low self-esteem, as I said earlier. Work on the child's self-esteem. Work on his interpersonal skills. Work on his need to be accepted, need to be, having his self-worth. So all these days, if they are spoken about one-on-one with a child, and if these needs are taken care of in the child's, in the parent's behavior or in the behavior in the environment, then automatically the addiction will go down. Then there is cognitive behavior therapy, which works on the thought process of the child. For example, if the child is feeling that he is worthless, or he's helpless or hopeless. Okay, so a therapist can be put to work on these thoughts, and an alternative thinking has to be given to the child to work on his thought process. Then, as I said, limit setting is very, very important. A screen time. Now, how do we do this? For example, if the child has been playing PUBG, or rather I would say maybe other video games or violent video games, and it has been maybe 12 hours or 13 hours in a day. I'm just saying the lower end. I have come across people who have played for more than 13 hours, right? So maybe 13 hours or 12 hours in a day. So let us cut it down to 10 hours, maybe then 9 hours, 8 hours, and then slowly and gradually give child a time to lessen that urge, slowly and gradually. Then sensitize them systematically and gradually. There has to be a systematic way. Instead of just yelling and punishing and shouting and saying, no, from tomorrow you will not get the phone, or from tomorrow you will not get the game to be played. That is not, absolutely not the way, because it has taken time for the child to get into that gaming addiction. It will take time to get out of it also. So systematically it has to be done in a very gradual process. Walk in their shoes. Now, if the child is having such a feeling, such a thought, work on that. Talk and spend some valuable time with the child, rather than just blaming the child that, yes, you have been addicted, now what to do, right? So empathize how that child must be feeling. If the child also wants to come out of this, walk with him and show him the right direction, rather than just punishing the child. Yeah. And there should be a reward system. The child, if the child has, for example, from 12 hours, he has reduced the screen time to 11 hours, or just played the game for 11 hours as decided and committed by the parents also. Okay, so give him a reward, give him or her a reward that yes, 1 hour you have played less this entire week. Okay, so this is a reward, maybe monetary or maybe non-monetary, so that the child gets motivated, reinforced to do certain things. Then, if it is another 1 hour, again reward. So, this pattern goes on. Then, switch to educational games. Gaming is not bad, but the games which give you exposure to violence, give you exposure to dares and the other things which from which your thinking is not developing are a big no according to me. There are educational games wherein you improve your logical thinking, you improve your creative and critical thinking. And these enhancement of thinking is going to give you returns way back. So that's all. Yes, I know there are some viewers who feel that I should speak about the pros of the gaming, as I have already mentioned that yes, gaming is good if done with a specific time limit, and also the choice of the game is also important. So the platform is open for questioning. If there are any questions.
I think many of the participants are up to like Jay PUBG. I don't know the real name. First of all, the thing is that आपने यहीं से ही अपनी आइडेंटिटी छुपाने की कोशिश की. तो जय PUBG, this shows that you have a low self-esteem, that you cannot even make your ID with a real name. So अगर आप
Still, I would
गेम
say,
खेलते अगर आप पबजी गेम खेलते हैं एंड उसकी रिस्पेक्ट करते हैं तो आप अपनी रियल आईडी बना के भी पबजी के बारे में कुछ बोल सकते हैं. So that is the first point
yeah.
which should be
So you're
considered, I
saying,
think so, ma'am.
okay, so they're saying, speak about the benefits of gaming. I have rightly said that gaming has its own benefit. Let's say, for example, if a game is there wherein you have to apply your logical thinking, apply your critical thinking, okay, so that game is very good for you. You must play that game. That is what I said. I'm repeating my words again, that those games are really very good. Like, for example, there is an online game of, places, or maybe places around the world like Atlas that we play, right? So, such games make you aware about certain things. They enhance your intellect, they enhance your thinking skills. So, those games should be played. And with this pandemic situation, everything is online. So why not make a choice? Because of course, the games which have violence in them, definitely it is going to reflect in your behavior. You are going to be desensitized with the aspect of violence. For you, hitting and pushing anyone, or maybe some harming somebody would be just a very casual thing. Why? Because everything is casual in the game. So here also in the real world, you feel as if it is a casual thing, right? So that is an impact of observational learning. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So if you have any questions or if you have any queries regarding this particular topic, you can just comment in the comment section. Okay, one comment is there, like PUBG or Frontline. Okay,
Okay, gaming as a
gaming
career.
gaming as a career is the question for the.
You can develop an educational game.
Hmm.
Gaming is a very good career. Designing a game is a very good upcoming career, but only when it is accepted by the market, by the organization, right? And what should be objective? That is very important. If you are designing a game for the smaller ones, wherein they learn something, wherein they benefit something, of course, yes, you can take gaming as a career. Why not? And we are
Yes.
looking forward by this person to develop a game which is very educational. So please let me know first. Thank you. They say
Yeah.
it's a
As soon
very
as
useful session.
okay, we have taken this question. Okay.
Right, right.
Is there any question from the participants other than careers in gaming? Yeah, actually, ma'am, in this modern world, when the society went like from offline to online, so there are many like there are many people who are manipulating the people who are
Right.
coming online. So दो टाइप की पॉपुलेशन है हमारे बीच. एक पॉपुलेशन जो ऑनलाइन पहले से थी, जिसको पता है सारी चीजों का. एक
Huh.
वो पॉपुलेशन है जो आई है जस्ट अभी अभी. दे आर जस्ट ग्रोइंग एंड दे आर जस्ट entering the world of online. And the thing is that the people who are presently there in the online world, they are manipulating the one who are coming. So they will
Correct.
show that this particular gaming, if you stream it online, you will win crores or you will make the double amount while investing some amount.
It's
Like I
just
have,
playing with your mind. Yeah. Just
yeah.
playing with
So few days back there was a news, ma'am, where a student of 11th class took his dad's credit card and purchased some token or some coin from that particular game, and it was of no use totally. And when the statement came after the month, in a month he was like uh, he made a total transaction of around 15 to 16 lakh rupees.
oh my god.
And when the credit card was blocked and the statement came, then the dad got alert that this happened actually. And this was totally sad, and the particular child was sent to a psychologist directly by the school authorities too. So this was recent news. You can search in the Google and
Yeah.
Times Now. Yeah.
So somebody
So
says gaming online lets you interact with people who share the same interest as you. Therefore, it does count as socializing. Of course, yes. I said the one who has poor communication and social skills definitely switch on to gaming. Why? Because there that person is accepted socially, but to an extent. Everything is backed by a sentence, but to an extent. Excess is always poisonous.
okay, continuously asking a question will not make a question valid basically. If you can just ask your question one time in the comment box. No need to post and repost the question. So, ma'am, your reviews on.
They said, can we make animation? Animation industry is a booming career.
Yeah.
Animations are actually, in advertising field, in any creative field, animations are very, very important. Yeah.
Okay, so I would like to comment on this particular. Kya? This is a name actually. First of all, yeah. So the thing is that these person who are already in the field of gaming, they are not like earning crores of money as they are showing it to you all. They are earning, but they are earning a good amount, and they are earning because they are like into this particular field from a long time, and they know how to manage the
Yeah.
gaming thing. Like they are showing you that they play online, they play online whole day maybe, but they are not doing that. They are following a proper set of routine. They have their proper offices, and they go on a particular time, and then they play and they come back. They have a particular time frame. So you all need to understand, especially childrens who are getting in this field, they need to understand that gaming cannot make you rich in a night or so. It
There
is
is
not
there is
running.
no shortcut. There is no shortcut
So
to
short.
success.
Yeah, so on this particular comment, which was posted around 15 to 20 times, that's why I made a comment.
This itself shows, sir. See how much impatience there is when you play, when you just go on playing games. So probably
Yeah.
those who are commenting must be good gamers. So this shows a lot of impatience. Lot of impatience.
Okay, I think we have covered almost all the questions. If there are any
Yeah.
questions, still we can take for around 30 seconds. Okay, okay, let me go up and check if there are any important questions, because this Jay PUBG and Kya are two naughty students of. Okay, there is one question. Can we play game as stress relief? Yeah, we can definitely play. Ma'am have already cleared this, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
So
don't
I
think no.
think we have taken all the questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with this, thank you everyone for joining. And yes, the certification link. Definitely, the certification link is the most important. So the link is posted in the comment section. Kindly check the comment section for that, and the link will be shared in the description box too. Those who do not know what description box is, in the YouTube video, when you will press the down arrow, the down key, you will get a description list, and there you will be finding a link from which you will be getting a certificate of participation for this webinar. The link will be valid for only 1 hour, so do not miss that. And hopefully uh, all your questions are answered, and I am pleased to have Manju ma'am with us with a
Thank you
beautiful
so much,
explanation
sir.
on this particular topic, which needs to be addressed at this particular time when everything was locked down and everyone were in their houses playing online games. And I think this will help uh, the parents who are watching, and even the counselors who are watching online, and even few students also. They will be understanding the problems connected to the online gaming addiction.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. My pleasure.
Thank you, ma'am, for connecting. And we
Thank you,
will be coming up
everyone.
with more webinars. If you have not subscribed to our channel, you can subscribe to our channel. And thank you for being there, all the participants. And thank you, ma'am, for sharing
Thank
so
you.
much wonderful knowledge with us. Thank you, ma'am. Namaskar.
Namaskar.
Okay, so at the end, I would like to make a small announcement. The people from IGNU who are searching for online internship program, this is the last chance to enroll in a verified internship program by PsyCoolG Connect. Yes, definitely. This is our 12th internship program, which will be running, and you can participate in that. And this internship program fulfill all IGNU requirement, including 240 hours condition too. We will be providing you all the annexures which are mandatory by IGNU. So you can join, and you can definitely. Okay, yeah. So IGNU students from BA final year, MA final year have still have opportunity to join the internship program. Thank you.